Hey, Rook, how's it going, man?
Good, Matt. Starting to wind down a little bit, so it's been nice.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Yeah, now that we've had a couple days to decompress, how are you feeling about the event, how it went, and how we're walking away from it?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're definitely pretty proud. I going into it, I'm going to be honest. I thought we were going to get just a little bit larger formation. I'm happy that we got a record, uh, especially dealt the cards that we were with the weather, working with the 250 way. We did what we did, and I'm proud of that. But I thought we were going to get slightly larger. Man, that 188 would have been so sweet. But as we know with records, nothing's guaranteed, nothing's easy, and things that you think are so certain sometimes are not. But overall, super proud, pumped that we finally broke the 10-year curse, and excited for what this formation could do in the future.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of bittersweet, right? Like I'm stoked we got a record. I'd hoped for a little larger, and I think we sh saw on Friday that that was certainly possible.
Yeah.
But out of our 26 planned jumps, some people had 11, others
Hmm.
12. So we didn't even hit half the number of jumps we had intended. And I can't remember the last time we had 7 days of weather
Oh,
at any event.
I
So
know.
the fact we walked away with a 174 away, I'm over the moon.
Yeah, it's certainly we made lemonade with the lemons that we were handed, no doubt. um, But, as it is with skydiving, sometimes you get great weather, sometimes you don't. I know you and I were sitting in the office on Thursday and I was chomping at the bit, wishing we were jumping because you just never know. I'd never thought 7 days in a row, but I figured a day or two, not seven. you know?
Yeah, but it really highlighted just how fantastic our team was and the vibes we had throughout. When we called it a day, many of them went to the pond or kept hanging out. We were playing games. So it was really nice, just the vibes and the atmosphere. And man, I was especially proud on Friday after we set the record. Traditionally, we're done.
Hmm.
But watching the whole team rally, changing flights, changing their plans to try and put the team back together and go bigger, um, was so phenomenal. And it wasn't just that they had good intent, they had great performance. That
Hmm.
was absolutely wonderful to watch. Just seeing that win after win after win. Um, so, man, I was really pumped about our team and watching them perform and interact.
Absolutely. Even the people that got sat down, I think while that always hurts, didn't let the cancer spread. They understood it. They saw the big picture and the totality of the situation. And we campaigned on we're going to put people back on, and we did. And I think that goes a long way. Even after we scaled it up to try to do 182, that wasn't successful. But then it was this, hey, let's put everybody on, and then built the biggest formation that's ever been built. And that's awesome. And had we gone the full pole and done all the jumps, we would have been 200, no problem.
Yeah, for sure. The other thing that stood out to me is usually with these events, frequently participants go home like, that was great, don't want to do it again for a few years.
Yeah.
Um, the number of folks who are just chomping at the bit to like, when can we do this again? When's the next one? Um, is always encouraging, right?
Yeah, especially, the 2022 one was not good. The memes afterwards were painful. Uh, and it just kind of felt like that was closing the door on what could be a lot of fun as far as big ways go. And, certainly with the build up this year, you putting a lot of heart and soul into the architecture and analyzing it, deep diving down to what works, what doesn't, A/B testing everything was just monumental in making this effort, I think, an overall success.
Yeah. I'm also stoked. Let me share this. Man, this is just a beautiful formation. It's gonna look so good on the wall.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. This is
yeah,
187 or is this the 1674?
I believe this is 174.
Okay.
And the 187 looks even better.
Yeah.
These are just great photos, man. It's so neat seeing just a different different
Hmm.
formation. Um, Now we just have to figure out how to make a mustache in the sky so we can show up Doug.
Yeah, even Doug's group was, not to get off topic too much, but even Doug's group, considering they rode the airplane down, I think 4 or 5 times and just, I think got 4 jumps in or 5 jumps. They were all in good spirits too. And,
Mhm.
drop zone wise, I think it was an overall success that we were able to execute both events with minimal impact on each other. And, while there was some frustrating times behind the curtains, I don't think that it bled through. And, I think doing something like this in the future would be foreseeable, although I wouldn't want to do it, any quicker than 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Having the 250 there on site, just that um, peripheral support, I think went a long way. There were a couple attempts where we boarded the Sky Van and it's hot and I'm sweating. I'm like, ah, this stinks. And then someone would point out the window behind me and I turn around and there's 250 people there applauding us and cheering us on and sending us good energy. And that was really neat. That was really great. I loved seeing just the cross-discipline sportsmanship um, and appreciation that we're all just trying to do something hard.
Hmm. Yeah, it was fun to get the groups together for the pep rally and the
Mhm.
photos. Had we had better weather, we probably wouldn't have got so many ground photos, but we got photos of everything. We got all the women, SSK, PD, uh, foreigners, UK. Like there was a picture for every single type of thing. And, kudos for Norge for building those badges. And it was just kind of a lot of touch points throughout the week. And, Skydive Chicago's core business is making memories. And I think we did really well that week, this past week actually, and we're all riding a high. The staff's super proud. I don't think anybody's would be regretful to enter in one of these things again, knowing how fun it was.
The staff was phenomenal. Their ability to turn around 9 planes in sub 15 minutes, absolutely
Absolutely.
incredible. Like a huge testament to their proficiency, your planning, and just the setup. Like really nice job there.
Yeah, I think the best, honestly, was being able to walk in the shade. That added a lot, especially how hot the first couple of days were. Cyprus with their hydration station was clutch, but
Yep.
still, just walking in the shade was nice because you could pay attention to the walk. You weren't like, God, when can we get out of the sun? And sometimes it's brutal. And I mean, it was 100+ degrees the first couple of days, so that was nice.
Yeah, that was a very nice touch that I think certainly made it much more comfortable for everyone. Certainly
Mm.
did for me.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
nice. It was nice. A little bit of a walk, but well worth it.
yeah, absolutely. Well, cool. Well, anything else you want to say about the event before we sign off?
No, I mean, I just appreciate everybody's continued support into the project. Without the participants, there would be no big way. So, I think kudos to everybody that you have been on the journey, especially the people that did the last two failed attempts. It was good to get a win for everybody. I'm glad Raj got his graduation jump. He can hang his photo on the wall. I
Good.
think you even mentioned it. Is everybody on this jump is now an OG?
Yep. We're going to need them for the next one. So
Right.
you're officially an OG. You are the veteran. Keep coming back and help the new guys and girls get on.
Yeah, in closing, I think that big ways kind of inspire the future generation of skydivers. These record-setting attempts, when people see that, kind of gives them those like goals to keep after their dreams and skydiving and whatever else they do. So, these big ways are beyond just the participants, therefore, the future of skydiving.
Yep. I would agree. Awesome. Well, thanks, Rook. Good chatting with you, and it was great working with you.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, buddy.